Okay, hey everyone. So this is gonna be a two-part video. It's gonna be a follow-up on the Valk Power, because this time the inside. If you'll notice, the feet are usually primary color. These feet are not, because they are Dayan coated. You see how that's black? It's because this has been coated with Dayan plastic. Old plastic Dayan coated Power Valk M Premium Angstrom version. People are getting too silly with these suffixes, but I've coated the Power with old plastic Dayan, and I've had about a week to play with it. I've gotten people's opinion at competition. You can hear the sounds different now. And these are stronger magnets than the normal one by like 40%. I really don't like the normal one. So I'll talk about this after the big announcement. The big announcement is this: Dayan coated and polymer coated GTS2M. So these are cubes magnetized by me. They are lubed on the cores with Lubical Black. The feet of the cube is lubed with Gravitas, and the outer parts of the pieces are lubed with Dignitas. So I set these cubes up to around how much I like them. They're fully tensioned, fully lubed, and they all come with this engraving, and they're going to come into the box similar to the Square One box. And once again, these boxes are hand folded, hand assembled. You get the full boutique experience, and that's going to drop like tomorrow. I have a bunch of Dayan cubes ready, but I've been using a lot of plastic, and I'm going to talk about the process. I'm going to sell a few prototypes, and I'm also going to offer my own special blend of polymer. So you're probably wondering, I announced this like a few months ago. Well, I was busy with Angstrom school. I just finished my last final today, and the whole process took a long time. And I'm here to show you guys what really goes into this research. So if you're going to do research in academia or industry, most of the time you're going to mess up and you're going to have a failure. You're going to have way more failures than successes. So I have a few cubes here to show you what I've done. So this one, it's coated all the way to the edge. You'll see that the cube on the outside is flawless, but on the inside it's purplish. That's because this was coated all the way to the edge. I've been trying to figure out ways to like mask the outside. I've been using different polymers, so I would use PVA on the outside and then coat the inside with a different thing. I would try immersion in the solution and then immersing that in a different solution to like cure it, and then I'd used sprays, like pressurized spray, like airbrushing. Well, I found that when I airbrushed it, I can imitate Fengshi plastic. I tried a bunch of different polymers. So this is a different polymer. This one is the same polymer but different concentrations of grafting agent. This one is a normal one. This one is Dayan coated with pressurized spray, and this one is what I'm currently doing, and this one is a dip. So I've finally figured out a way to consistently dip all of the pieces into the same depth, same consistency, high smoothness. This is what's going to be offered for sale, and I'll show you that in a little bit. I also had another one around here. I can't find it at the moment, but I've been trying like all kinds of different polymers. This is an SM. The polymer here actually started to flake off. So I've been testing like a bunch of different chemicals. It's pretty tight, but you just have to keep trying and keep getting at it until you figure out something good. This one's a different one too. So I think I found him. Yeah, this one is also Dayan coated. This one's actually pretty nice, but it doesn't have magnets. Yeah, so this was Dayan coated all the way to the edge. And the problem with this one is it's not smooth and consistent. They're like, you have to break it in a lot, and the feel is not the best. So I have a bunch of these prototypes, and this one is a clear polymer. This one's really smooth, and the end product is going to be a mix of this polymer and my other polymer. So it's going to be like smooth and fast, whereas the Dayan is just that classic Dayan feel. So I have a lot of prototypes, and I'm probably going to list these prototypes with a big discount, because some of these aren't that great, some of these are pretty good, and it will be like a fun gamble. A lot of people have asked me about Dayan Coated SM. That's probably not going to release until probably January, because if you think about the price of an SM, SMs are really expensive. And to buy them wholesale, I would have to buy like 20 or 30, way more at a time, to get like a box. And to get to that level, I have to make like a lot of money saved up. And right now, it's like a small boutique. I don't have all the money yet to do that. So we're starting off with GTS2 stickerless. And like I said, I don't have a lot of money to offer a lot of inventory. I have to do these one at a time. So I can't offer black square ones. I can't offer black GTS2s. I can only do them one at a time. So Megaminx's square ones and stickerless GTS2s. And then with the profits from GTS2, I'm going to reinvest all of those profits into the SM and hopefully get the coated SMs out next, probably January. Late December is possible, but I'm flying up to New York and doing cubicle stuff, so it's going to be a really busy time. And I just want to keep everyone updated. I have just enough Dayan plastic for one run of each. My premium intern Mikey is sourcing out more plastic, and we'll see what we can do. This is probably going to release tomorrow, and let me explain some of the work that went into it. So some of these cubes, these two are both Dayan coated all the way to the edge, and you'll notice this one isn't coated to the edge, but surprisingly this one feels the best because the coating is just the right thickness and consistency. So do you see how consistent and dark this piece is? It's so smooth that you can see the light reflecting off of it. That smoothness, that shininess, that gleam, that's what makes this cube feel better than the other ones. So I'm going to take out this piece. You'll see that there's like a mottled appearance. It's not consistent. And even though it is slightly shiny, let me focus this. Excuse my hands, I have Dayan plastic on my hands. It's rough, it's bumpy, and it has to break in. And that psychologically, people, when they open that box, they want a cube that's already ready to go. Not everyone has time to get a cube and do a few thousand solves. Not everyone has that. Everyone should open a box and get a puzzle that's already ready to impress them. So this one is a little closer to what I wanted. This is the next Dayan coated one that was a prototype, and you'll see that it's coated all the way to the edge. However, it's smooth on the inner surfaces, but you see that edge, there's a little build-up, and that adds a little rough brim. And when you have that brim on every piece, it doesn't feel quite right. So this again is another cube that has to break in, and I knew that this wasn't it. But this one, you'll notice that like the friction outside of like where this is, just all the internal friction, that's completely coated. And I'm gonna get a few pieces just to show you what it's like. And you'll notice that like the coating, you'll see how it's almost completely black. The coating is consistent from piece to piece every single time, and that consistency is what I wanted to give in a product. So I had to get the product to this stage before I could put it out for sale. So some people have prototypes. Those prototypes, they lacked the consistency, and they lacked that smoothness. So once again, you can see that shiny gleam. That smoothness is what sets this part from my other ones. And I'm going to do a quick small batch tomorrow, and I hope everyone likes it. So, I'm going to do an average of 12 with this, just to show. And then I'm going to do the Valk Power review. So, I am really sleep deprived, but we'll see how this turns. But if you like the GTS2, definitely check this out if you want to try the Dayan coating. If not, I would say wait until January. I'll probably have SMs ready. So let's see what I get with this. I'm predicting like mid-12. Alright, so let's start. I'm going to be doing an average with the Dayan coated GTS2M from Angstrom. Angstrom. The lighting in my room is horrible. Alright, so let's see. I've been doing some really weird ZZ EO cross stuff, so my average is probably going to be really bad. Also, I don't think this is solvable, because there's like an odd number of edges that are oriented. Yeah, and there's a flip. And it's like not even swapped right. So let's fix that. This is now a solvable cube. Alright. Let's restart. Let's do this. So I'm probably gonna try normal ZZ. That was kind of bad because at 2 opportunities I knew the CLS. No, not CLS, OLS? I'm really sleepy, guys. It's kind of crazy how sleepy I am. I only slept 3 hours yesterday. And like, both times I messed up. I knew that one though. So right now it's a bit fast. And you know what to do with the fast cube? We put in that gravitas. So, this cube is, I'm actually selling this cube, so this cube's gonna go out to someone, because actually, I already have one. So this is, I'm just breaking in one of the cubes for a customer right now. So I did know that. I knew that one too. I usually do it a different way, but in that case, it was just a simple corner comb for the OLS, so I did it. That felt slow, but my time wasn't that bad. I'm actually getting better times than on the Valk Power, which is funny because it's more modern. Well, that was kind of bad. That should have been like an 11. That's okay. That's still like a 12 average, like low 12, which is pretty good. This cube is so consistent. So, I'm actually going to tighten this up afterwards. it's a little loose right now. A little too fast for me, so I'm going to add a little bit more gravitas. And between next solve, I'm going to break it in a little bit. I flinched and I still got a 12? I forgot to break in the lube, but that's fine. If it's working. Sub 10. Like, if I didn't flinch and do like 2 or 3 extra U moves, that might have been like an 8. This cube is pretty sick. After a 9! Full step! Okay, this cube is really good. I'm not even hyping this because, like, I want to make sales or nothing. I'm not selling out, but did you see that? I flinched on the winch variation, but really it's just like a different insert into a soon. I shouldn't have flinched. Oh my god, that's a 10 average of 5. That means if I can sub 10 this next solve, that's a sub 10 average. But the pressure is on. I always fail on the pressure. Like, the pressure's too much. I can't do it. I failed. The pressure was too much. But still, the 10 average was retained. That was an average of 12. That was an 11.7 average of 12 with an 8 single, 10 average of 5, and wow. This cube is, honestly, this is a pretty good cube. This is a darn good cube. Like, I'm not even hyping it up too much. This is the second best GTS I've ever felt. Like, honestly, the Dayan plastic. So just to clear up some misconceptions, the plastic coating doesn't change the inherent properties of the cube, because corner cutting and things like that are dictated by the hardware. It only changes the feel. It's a personal preference thing. I think Dana Yee said that, and it's completely correct. It's all about, like, I'm just gonna solve this to see if it's solvable, but it's not about changing the actual cube, it's just the feel. And if you like the feel, I find that you're more likely to practice, error. So for me, feel is a big deal. So alright, let's talk about the Valk Power M. So this is my own version, approximately 40% stronger than the normal one, because I think the normal one's just too weak. I'm surprised they went with the magnets that they went with, and for me, I had this for a comp, and I got some people's opinions. Some people didn't like it, and I also don't like it for some reasons that it catches up too much. And in my last video, I said that this cube, you can spam TPS. Well, once it got to last layer, I was locking up a lot, so you really can't spam that much. But it's a good cube. Now that I've coated it, it honestly feels like much more solid and smoother, and it was a solid and smooth cube to begin with. That was a risk with the ZBLL. I ended up doing like 3 OLLs, but I knew it would skip. But it's very solid, incredibly smooth, and what bothers me is the weight. I wish it was a little bit lighter because I've been so used to the Gans. Also, like, the design makes it hard to swap out magnets. Ooh! Another sub 10! I wish that was a little simpler. So we'll see, we'll see. Ooh! I'm back down to a 10 average, which is really good for me. But I have to keep in mind that only the power solves count for the power. See, that's what I mean, it was locking up, but it didn't help that I had to do like an extra slot. So like, honestly I might get a better average with the GTS cube. Like, that was a 12, but it was lockups and stuff. So in my other video I said that maybe I wasn't used to it, but now I am pretty used to it. And these lockups, they're still there. And whoa! I saw that. That was the calm for when everything is in place except for 3 corners. And oh my god, that was 2 sub 10s in the same average of 5. I think today is my lucky day, guys. Today is my lucky day. Like, that's 4 sub 10s in an average of 20. That means 1/5. 20% of my solves are under 10 seconds right there. Oh my god. And I'm really sleepy. I don't know how I'm doing this. I think the average of 12 is like still above 12. Oh my god, it's 11.4. Guys, I'm like a second faster than usual. But I'm not trying to sell out. I'm not saying that's because I have Dayan coated cubes. Like, it's probably psychological. But these cubes are really smooth. Like, I can't think of a cube that Dayan plastic wouldn't improve. And earlier I kind of messed up some 2x2s, but now the coating process is like way better because I have special secret tools. Alright, so that was an 11.5 average, which was actually better. Oh wait, no, it's 24. I had 2 more solves. But so far, maybe I was just warming up or something, but I'm doing pretty good with the power even though it doesn't feel like it. Like, I'm turning so slow and doing so many errors, but still I'm getting pretty decent times. Alright, so the average of 12 for the Power was 11.7, and the average 12 for the GTS2 was also 11.7. The best average of 5 for the GTS2 was 10.7. The best average of 5 for the Valk Power was 10.9. Best singles were 8.9 and 9.8 respectively. So honestly, if you like a really heavy, solid feeling cube, basically if you want a solid feeling Valk, go with the Valk Power. But there are certain classics that you just can't forget, and the GTS2 is, in my opinion, a classic. The original GTS, classic. So MoYu just makes a few certain cubes that are just classic cubes. Oolong, GTS2, and I'd put it up there with the Gans SM. Those are some really good cubes that I guarantee will withstand the trial of time. So that's basically it. That should cover everything with the coatings. These are going to be on sale soon. Valk Power, probably not. The wholesale value for these is also pretty high. Maybe once Angstrom grows some more. And there are a few surprises with Angstrom yet. We're doing some business. We're going to see what we can do. And cool things in the future. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you like the coatings, and I'll see y'all next video.